The moment Tom Brady spoke about Kevin Stefanski's handling of Shedeur Sanders, the entire league leaned forward because when the GOAT talks coaching, it's never casual. Brady didn't yell, rant, or chase headlines. He calmly dismantled the Browns' approach piece by piece during a national broadcast, and that calm delivery made it sting even more.
First of all, he loves you to life, and I'm just thinking about the moments when you was on the field with him and just showing him, just showing him little things, and he took all that stuff to heart, everything you do, everything you say, and you have no idea how many times I use you to get on him.
Brady focused on fundamentals first: situational awareness, rhythm, trust. He pointed out how Shedeur was repeatedly put in predictable looks, forced to operate behind conservative play calling, and asked to bail out stalled drives instead of being empowered to control them. According to analysts who replayed the segment, Brady's core message was simple but brutal. The Browns weren't coaching to win, they were coaching not to lose. And for a young quarterback, that's a death sentence for growth.
Growth. Every run, every time he stood back up after getting hit hard. Nobody understands the weight of carrying a whole team on your shoulders until they have done it themselves. Shedeur Sanders fighting for an entire city. Nobody has the right to mock someone who continues to battle the weight.
Brady emphasized that quarterbacks develop confidence through responsibility, not restriction. He highlighted sequences where Shedeur made the right read, delivered accurate throws, and still didn't get rewarded with tempo or expanded options. That disconnect stood out to Brady immediately. Brady said it reminded him of organizations that don't trust their evaluations and end up wasting early momentum. That line hit hard. Cleveland fans reacted instantly. Social media lit up. Analysts paused mid-show. When Brady labels something a misuse of talent, people listen because he's lived it from every angle. Backup, starter, champion, leader. He's seen bad coaching, he's survived it, and he's watched it ruin others. Brady's criticism wasn't emotional, it was surgical.
Narrative doesn't fit your narrative.
Narrative? I don't understand your emotional investment in Shedeur.
Tony, I'm rooting for the kid. Don't worry about what my investment is. Worry about what your investment is with your guy. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about why I like a guy. I think that kid can play better than Dylan Gabriel. I said it before the draft, and I'll stick to it. I think he got a raw deal here in Cleveland. End of story. That's how I feel. Don't tell me how to feel.
He framed Stefanski's approach as outdated, rigid, and disconnected from what Shedeur was actually showing on the field. That's why it landed as one of the harshest public critiques Stefanski has ever faced. Not because Brady attacked his character, but because he questioned his football instincts. And in the NFL, questioning instincts is devastating. What made Brady's breakdown feel even more brutal was how closely it matched what players and analysts had been whispering for weeks. Brady zeroed in on momentum management, something Stefanski has struggled with all season. He pointed out how Shedeur would string together sharp plays only to see the offense slow down immediately afterward. No urgency, no pressure on defenses, no trust in the quarterback's feel for the game. Brady made it clear that momentum is fragile, especially for young quarterbacks. Kill it too often and confidence erodes. Let it build and leadership grows. According to insiders, Brady's criticism echoed frustrations inside the Browns' locker room. Veterans understand when a quarterback is being limited by design rather than performance. Brady highlighted how Stefanski's conservative tendencies forced Shedeur to play perfect football just to stay competitive. That's not development, that's survival. Brady also challenged the leadership aspect directly. He noted that quarterbacks look to coaches for belief, not just instruction. When belief feels conditional, players play tight. That tightness showed up in Cleveland's offense. Stalled drives, predictable calls, missed opportunities. Brady didn't accuse Stefanski of sabotage. He didn't need to. He laid out cause and effect. Poor support leads to poor rhythm. Poor rhythm leads to stalled offenses. Stalled offenses lead to losses. Losses expose coaching. That logic was impossible to argue with. Brady's comments immediately shifted national coverage. Media outlets stopped hedging. They replayed clips. They broke down drives Brady referenced. The consensus hardened fast. Cleveland wasn't maximizing Shedeur. They were managing him, and management isn't leadership. Brady's words carried extra weight because he wasn't defending Shedeur as a fan or former rival. He was defending quarterbacking as a craft, and according to Brady, Stefanski failed that craft repeatedly. That's a reputation-shaking critique. Inside league circles, insiders say Brady's comments instantly raised the temperature around Stefanski's job security. According to sources, front offices across the NFL treat Brady's analysis as gospel because it's rooted in experience, not theory. When Brady questions coaching decisions, executives listen. He highlighted how Stefanski's scheme failed to adapt to Shedeur's strengths, forcing him into narrow windows and obvious reads. Brady contrasted that with how elite coaches build offenses around quarterbacks instead of squeezing quarterbacks into systems. That comparison made Cleveland look behind the curve. Analysts expanded on Brady's points, showing how simple adjustments could have unlocked the offense: faster tempo, play action frequency, trust on early downs. None of that happened consistently. Brady's critique made it clear this wasn't about talent shortage, it was about philosophy failure. Players inside the Browns locker room felt vindicated. They've seen Shedeur prepare. They've seen him respond under pressure. Brady saying out loud what they felt privately shifted dynamics. Coaches don't just lose public confidence in moments like this. They lose internal benefit of the doubt. That's dangerous. Stefanski now faces questions he can't dodge with press conference cliches. Why wasn't Shedeur trusted sooner? Why was momentum repeatedly stalled? Why did the offense look smaller than the quarterback playing in it? Brady's comments reframe the Browns' season as a coaching problem, not a quarterback problem. That distinction matters deeply. Quarterbacks define futures. Coaches are replaceable. Insiders say Brady's involvement accelerated conversations Cleveland hoped to delay until the offseason. Once the GOAT calls something pathetic on national air, there's no soft landing. The league remembers, the fans remember, and the pressure doesn't fade quietly. After Tom Brady's comments went viral, insiders say the Browns organization immediately shifted into damage control mode because criticism like that doesn't just fade away. Stefanski's coaching decisions were suddenly being replayed on every major sports network, slowed down, circled, and explained in ways that made them look even worse in hindsight. Brady's words gave analysts permission to stop being polite. They openly questioned why Cleveland kept shrinking the offense instead of expanding it around Shedeur Sanders' strengths. Film breakdowns showed routes stopping short of the sticks, conservative third down calls, and a complete lack of rhythm that forced Shedeur to constantly overcome structure instead of being supported by it. Brady emphasized that young quarterbacks don't need perfect conditions, but they do need belief from the sideline. According to insiders, that belief was missing. The Browns' response didn't help. Vague statements about process and development sounded hollow after Brady's detailed breakdown. Fans weren't buying it anymore. Social media erupted with comparisons to other teams who empowered their quarterbacks early and reaped immediate rewards. Cleveland, by contrast, looked frozen by fear. Fear of controversy, fear of being wrong, fear of change. Brady's criticism didn't just spotlight poor play calling, it exposed a mindset that prioritizes control over confidence. That's deadly in the NFL. Insiders say the locker room felt the shift immediately. Players rallied around Shedeur even more, sensing that a line had been crossed publicly. When a Hall of Famer validates what players feel privately, it breaks the silence. The Browns weren't just being outplayed anymore, they were being outthought, and Brady made sure the entire league saw it. The most damaging part of Brady's critique was how it reframed Shedeur Sanders from a developing rookie into a quarterback being actively held back. Brady made it clear that mistakes are part of growth, but stagnation caused by coaching is unacceptable. He pointed out moments where Shedeur executed at a high level only to be rewarded with tighter constraints instead of expanded trust. That sends the wrong message. Brady stressed that quarterbacks read confidence from coaches instantly. When play calling doesn't match performance, it erodes trust. Analysts echoed that sentiment, saying Cleveland's offense looked like it was designed to avoid blame rather than chase wins. That's not leadership, that's fear. According to insiders, Stefanski's seat is now hotter than it's ever been, not because of one bad season, but because of how clearly the situation has been framed. Brady didn't say Shedeur was perfect, he said he deserved better coaching. That distinction matters. It shifts responsibility away from the player and onto the system. Fans embraced that shift immediately. The Browns' narrative collapsed. No more wait and see. No more he's not ready. Brady dismantled those excuses in real time. And once excuses die, accountability shows up. Insiders say ownership is paying close attention. When the GOAT publicly questions your football judgment, sponsors listen, fans revolt, and pressure multiplies fast. This isn't noise anymore. It's a reckoning. What insiders believe now is that Tom Brady's takedown marked the moment Kevin Stefanski officially lost control of the Shedeur Sanders narrative, and possibly more. The Browns can no longer pretend this is a normal quarterback situation. Brady turned it into a referendum on leadership, trust, and football intelligence. That's hard to recover from. Coaches survive bad seasons. They don't survive losing belief from players, fans, and legends at the same time. Shedeur Sanders emerged from this not as a controversy, but as a victim of hesitation. Brady's words cemented that perception. From here on out, every decision Stefanski makes will be judged against what Brady said. Every conservative call will feel louder. Every stalled drive will feel intentional. The Browns are boxed in by their own caution. Either they fully commit to empowering Shedeur, or they risk watching this situation spiral beyond repair. The NFL doesn't wait for comfort, it rewards courage. Brady made that crystal clear. His message wasn't just for Cleveland, it was for every team watching. When talent shows up, you don't suppress it, you unleash it. Anything less is failure. What this moment ultimately exposed, according to league insiders, is how fragile coaching authority becomes once credibility cracks in public, and Brady's words caused a fracture that won't heal quietly. The Browns are now operating under a microscope they didn't choose but absolutely earned. Every snap, every press conference, every roster decision involving Shedeur Sanders now carries extra weight. The benefit of the doubt is gone. When a quarterback like Brady publicly frames a situation as pathetic coaching, that label doesn't fade with one good week. It sticks. Players internalize it. Media amplifies it. Opposing teams exploit it. Stefanski's challenge now isn't just fixing an offense, it's rebuilding belief. Belief from the locker room that decisions are made to win, not to protect egos. Belief from fans that talent won't be wasted. Belief from ownership that the coaching staff still has command of the room. Insiders say that's a near impossible task once a legend has drawn a line in the sand. Shedeur Sanders, meanwhile, continues to gain momentum without saying a word. That silence works in his favor. It makes the contrast sharper. One side looks defensive, the other looks patient and prepared. History favors the latter. The Browns tried to slow the narrative. Brady accelerated it. Now the organization has to choose between evolution and collapse. NFL history is filled with moments like this, where one voice changes everything. This was one of them. Because when the greatest quarterback of all time tells the league you're failing your own player, the league doesn't debate it, it remembers it. Like the video, subscribe for more deep dives, and stay locked in as this story continues to shake the league to its core.